Greetings, Nick Bogut with Sweetwater here, and today we're looking at this wonderful black, red and white striped beast beside me. This is the MXR EVH Phase 90, and it's of course in Edward's legendary Frankenstein guitar look. Now, Edward Van Halen needs no introduction, but let's put it like this. When some players arrive, they do so like a meteor. Others, like me, when they arrive, they're like the dull, silent thud of a tree falling in the forest when no one's there. Edward, armed with a homemade guitar, a Variac Marshall, a couple of Echoplexes, a couple of MXR pedals, and a disarming smile, hit the world like the biggest meteorite since Jimi Hendrix as far as guitar players were concerned. The tsunami he created was second to none. It was unbelievable. People didn't just want to play like him, they wanted to sound like him. And that's what this is all about, because this is a big part of his tone. A lot of people talk about the homemade guitar and the Variac Marshall, but the bottom line is, it's all down to these. Now, these two suck, but his are godlike, because he's Edward Van Halen. But if you want to get close to the brand sound, the fabled, much sought after brand sound, there are two things you could do with, aside from a decent amp and a decent guitar, and that is the following. Some reverb. Listen to Van Halen 1 and you hear what I'm talking about. Listen to one side, it's purely reverb. The other side is his guitar. The other thing is a Phase 90, preferably this one, because he used that a lot. Let me explain why. According to my research, when Edward first started playing guitar, it was guitar, cable, amp. But then through a friend and their mutual love of Robin Trower, he got into the Phase 90. His friend used one when his band covered Trower stuff live, and he set it at about 2 o'clock, and he got that famous Trower warble. So Ed figured he'd give it a go, because he liked Trower too, but he didn't play any Trower in his band, so he figured he'd slow the rate down. He put it between 9 and 10 o'clock. And the result was something really special that ultimately resulted in this pedal. The reason Ed slowed the rate down is because he felt the sound was unique, especially to his ears. It was subtle, but extremely effective. As a result, he ended up using his Phase 90 to help his solos, as he put it, pop out during mixes. It didn't boost it per se, just enhanced the tone, like he said, made it pop. And he found that really useful in his club days when he was playing through lousy EPAs with a sound guy who really didn't give a damn because he was too busy drinking his beer. So the Phase 90 was his subtle move of the fader when it came time for his solos. And it stuck because it became part of his sound. And this pedal will help you reproduce it. The Phase 90 was MXR's first ever pedal. It was their introduction to the world. And it was this beautiful orange box. This is actually the MXR reissue of a mid-70s Phase 90, and this is called the script logo version. The reason being, MXR is in script and Phase 90 is in script. As you can see, it's remarkably simple. It's got an on-off switch and one control labeled speed, and that's the speed of the phase. That's it, and this is the pedal that people really look for, and this is a great reissue from Dunlop's custom shop that you can get from Sweetwater. Then, in 1977, MXR upgraded it to a block logo. This is what that looks like. And through digital magic, here I am with a Dunlop reissue of the block logo Phase 90. As you can see, MXR is now in a block logo, as is Phase 90 is also in block type. Once again, one control, speed, but it does have an LED indicator showing you it's on or off. Now, because Edward Van Halen was so synonymous with the Phase 90, because he was the guy who ultimately really put it on the map, a lot of guys used it to great effect, no pun intended, but Edward made it his. The fine folk at Dunlop did this, the EVH MXR Phase 90. As you can see, as already mentioned, it's in the famous Frankenstein black, red and white striped garb. Once again, just an on-off switch and a speed control and a nice blue LED that you can see on any stage, however bright it is, or however dark it is, more importantly. Now, in addition to the speed control, it does have this button here. Let me explain what that does. When you push it in, it takes it to script logo. When you have it out, it takes it to the more in-your-face MXR block logo phase 90 sound. Let's hear the difference with the clean sound, shall we? Right, to illustrate the difference between the script logo setting on the button and the more in-your-face block logo with the button out, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to crank the speed up to about 2 o'clock, which is the Robin Trower approved setting that inspired Eddie to get it in the first place due to his friend's use. And I'm going to leave the button in on script. I've put this guitar onto single coil and also on the rear pickup, and I'm going to play an A minor chord. So this is script logo. Got it? Very subtle, but sweet. Button out, same chord. A great sound, but much more in your face as suggested in the manual. It's more of a wham, 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 wham. Excuse the awful impersonation, but you get the drift. While we're on clean, let's take a listen. So I'm going to leave it on block and with the speed at about 2 o'clock. So here we go. Now staying on block, let's turn it down to about 10 o'clock. As stated earlier, according to Ed, in his own words, the reason he loved the phase 90 so much, especially between 9 and 10 o'clock, is because it made his solos pop, especially when the mix was bad. It just enhanced his tone and made him stand out. Let me give you an illustration of that, okay? So here's a riff with a little lick without the pedal, and then we'll do the same with the pedal, and I know you'll hear the difference, but more importantly, when you get your hands on one of these, you'll feel the difference too. It just expands your sound. It doesn't make it louder, it just makes it wider and cooler, makes it pop. So here we go. Here it is without the pedal, sans phase 90. Then let's click the pedal on. Script logo, button in, setting between 9 and 10 o'clock, the magic hour. Here goes. In my opinion, without doubt, the second one did indeed pop. End of story. So there we have it, my friends. A very brilliant and simple pedal, the EVH Phase 90. A lot of versatility within it, but for the magic, script button in, set the time between 9 and 10 o'clock, and you're rocking. So, for more information, go to www.sweetwater.com, or better still, call your sales engineer, and he or she will be only too glad to guide you through the tonal magic that is the EVH MXR Phase 90. See ya!